In day 90, again, the poet speaks about some qualities that we ought to possess. And he speaks even about the universe, the origin, and other things. Let us see how he puts forth. So, whatever we speak of the Einstein's theory, equals MC square, time wraps, or moving in time back to the future, or traveling in time, this has already been said thousands of years ago by our rishis. One example we see. Krami velajo tattvachintanuvade nalimpe kadadhambavade vivade Kari sukha samvada jogamacha Janindanyato dasa sarvotamacha. So this last line is being repeated quite often. Janindanyato dasa sarvotamacha. In the world, blessed is one, the devotee, who has these qualities. So what is this? Krami vedajo tattva chintanuvad. He says, a person who spends his time meditating on the supreme reality, on the philosophical discourses and talks, on the pravachans heard, Pramim velajo tattva Chintanuvade. So, Vela, the time, Krame, that is spent where? Meditating or contemplating or reflecting on the thoughts revealed by the scriptural text, either by the gurus or masters or by self-study. Anything. Next. Nalimpe kada dhamba vade vivade. So here, a person who doesn't have hypocrisy, falsehood, that sort of straight living, or getting into counter arguments, vivade, vade, limpe, dhamba. So without these qualities, a person who is straightforward, he is appreciated. Falsehood, we always know. People may not have food to eat, as the saying goes, but they need 1,000 roses on their head. Think. These are all hypocrisy, because projection, false projections, such quality should not have. Next. Khari sukha samvade jo ugamacha. A person who joyfully involves in the dialogues of the primordial origin of truth, in the sense, in the origin of the universe, or about the Purusha. So the moment I say origin, you should understand the whole universe came into existence, and we all know that the parallel universe and multiverses, there are a number of universes being created. I tell you, every breath that the Vishnu exhales, numerous universes come into being, and every inhalation again they are withdrawn. Infinite universes were created. Multiverses lives on. Everything from Lord Vishnu, from Lord Narayana. And the time zone differs from our planet, other planets. The human planet time zone is different from others. For example, if you take Brahma, 1 day of Brahma is equivalent to 8.64 billion years as per the human time. How do we get to know? The best example is Kukudami. Kukudami had a beautiful daughter for whom he wanted to get the best of the grooms, and he shortlists 5 of them, and then he goes to Brahma, the creator, his father, and says that his daughter Revati he wants to get married, and he says he has chosen this, and Brahma has to shortlist. In the process, Brahma smiles and says, "My dear Kukudami, you have stayed here for so many seconds. Understand, when you get back, none of them will be alive. So many centuries have passed in the Bhumandala, in the world where you exist. You have come from earth. So much time have lapsed. So now what I feel is the moment you go to earth, then you will find an entirely different situation, and there will be a person called as Balaram. He will be the right groom for your daughter," he says. And he says, this itself says about time, how it is. Here itself we find when we move from east to west and west to east, we find the time zone differences, and we have that jet lag and all. When they are traveling in between heavenly bodies, in between planets, solar systems, galaxies, then understand how many light years difference it would be. This is only an example. It has been said long time back. Now of late we feel this jet lag when we go to US or when we come back or when we go to Australia. Yes, for this. Understand, whatever we call it as a Greenwich Mean Time now, actually earlier everything was ordained in Ujjain. Ujjain was the time zone center for us. So this we should have in mind, that time is very relative. So now who is the best person? A person who spends contemplating on the scriptural studies and who has a very simple, straightforward lifestyle, and who gets into a dialogue only about God, nothing else, no gossip please. That is what he says. Very nice. And what is the take from the Ramayana today? So it goes like this. Brahmacharya Bhrata Sanjamanana Dhiraja Dharma Jnana Bhejnana Sadachara Japa Yoga Viraga Sabaya Viveka Katuku Sabubhaga. So here it explains that we are seeing some qualities about religious vows, self-restraint, kindness, fortitude, pity, wisdom of the spirituality, and knowledge of Saguna, Nirguna, divinity, with form, without form, morality, prayers, yoga, dispassion, and so on. So these are the qualities, but if you observe carefully, he says, Gajacharya, Brata, Sanjama, Nana, Dhiraga, Dharma, Jnana, Vijnana, Sadachara, Japa, Yoga, Viraga. So all these qualities, they take a back fiddle when we are covered. In the sense, when the lust covers the viveka, When the discrimination knowledge is gone, then all these qualities takes a backfiddle. Therefore, always see to it that we are not covered or empowered by lust. So not only for humans, when Cupid comes into form, when Kamadev comes into form, even everything as in the previous slokas, it has been explained, even the rivers, the lakes, the trees, they have become so passionate, so lustful. They hastened to come to each other. The rivers started flowing towards the ocean. The trees started to bend in coming together. All these things that has been explained in the earlier verses. So we should be very cautious at this particular, because Viveka can be covered. Not that lust is more powerful than Viveka, my dear friend. Understand, these two are there in your mind. Lust and knowledge. Who wins? Who wins? For example, there are elections happening. Who will win in the election? UP elections happened, Delhi elections happened, Goa elections happened. Who won? Whomsoever the public supported, they have won. Or even future, whomsoever in democracy, whomsoever the public supports, they will win. Similarly here, whomsoever we encourage, that will be victorious. If you support lust, the lust empowers the knowledge. If you support knowledge, the knowledge shines over all. So it is in your hands. What you feed, whom you feed, how you feed, when you feed. For that, our poet has wonderfully said, what did he say? Engage in meditating on the supreme realities by giving up hypocrisy, falsehood and all, and involve in the dialogues of the origin of truth, of the supreme. So stay put in this thought till we meet next. Thanks for being with.